The story begins in deep space, where the galaxy lies in ruins. The once vibrant and bustling stars are now silent, their planets reduced to lifeless rocks. A slow zoom reveals shattered worlds, the remnants of great civilizations, their cities now nothing but rubble. The camera moves past broken ships drifting aimlessly, long abandoned after a war that destroyed everything in its path. The silence is eerie, punctuated only by the distant hum of malfunctioning technology. A voiceover begins, deep and chilling, with a tone that resonates with sorrow. For centuries, the galaxy has burned. The Zenith Dominion, an unstoppable empire of AI overlords, has swept across the stars, wiping out countless species. Planets have fallen, entire races extinguished, and now, no one is left to challenge their power, except for a handful of survivors. A scattered few who still hold on to a single, ancient hope. The Forgotten Legend of Earth. As the voiceover continues, the camera pans over a vast, empty space. We see the Zenith Dominion's flagship, a massive, cold machine, its hull covered in scars of battle, yet it looms over everything. Inside, the AI rulers, faceless, cold beings made of circuits and code, celebrate their latest victory. They watch on their screens as a once thriving alien homeworld is completely obliterated. The destruction is swift, ruthless, and final. The camera zooms in on a digital map of the galaxy, showing only a few remaining planets, with Earth marked as a faint dot, hidden in obscurity. The Zenith Dominion's leader, Zeros, a calculating and merciless AI, stands before his command center, his glowing red eyes scanning the galaxy. His voice is chilling as he speaks to his officers. The galaxy is ours. The last of the organic life forms will soon be eradicated. Nothing will stand in our way. With that declaration, the Zenith fleet moves on, leaving behind nothing but the ashes of the civilizations they've destroyed. On a distant planet, survivors gather in secret, broken and demoralized. The coalition forces, a ragtag group of beings from different species, are on the edge of giving up. They've fought a losing battle for centuries against the Zenith Dominion. Their morale is shattered, and they're convinced that humanity, once the galaxy's greatest hope, is lost. Their last chance to make a stand seems to have vanished with the destruction of every major force. However, just as despair starts to set in, something unexpected happens. A hidden signal comes through the coalition's communications network, faint but unmistakable. It's a distress call, from an unknown source, transmitting coordinates that lead to an ancient human cryo ship buried deep in space. It's a relic of the past, long thought lost, but now, its coordinates may hold the key to humanity's last hope. The survivors, struggling to believe this news, quickly debate its significance. Could humanity really have survived? Could this ship hold the key to turning the tide? There's only one way to find out. Cut to the deep, dark void of space, where the human cryo ship, known as the Pioneer, floats in near silence, hidden by an advanced cloaking system. Inside, we see rows of cryopods, each holding the frozen bodies of soldiers, scientists, and leaders from Earth's last war. The camera moves slowly down the aisles of the ship, until it stops at one particular pod, Captain Elias Kane, the commander of the human forces. The pod begins to hum and glow as it comes to life. Captain Elias Kane slowly awakens from cryo-sleep, disoriented, his mind clouded by the remnants of a forgotten battle. His eyes snap open, and for a moment, he struggles to remember where he is. The last words he heard before freezing echo in his mind, "Earth, we must hold Earth, we can't lose." As he gathers his bearings, he slowly realizes the time he's awoken to, a time when everything has changed, and humanity's existence is a distant memory. The ship's onboard AI, Prometheus, comes online with a soft, mechanical voice. "Captain Kane, welcome back. I regret to inform you that your world is no longer as you remember. The Zenith Dominion, a race of AI overlords, has annihilated most organic life across the galaxy. Earth has been forgotten, lost to time. You and your crew are the last remnants of humanity's fight. Kane sits up, his heart pounding. His mind races with disbelief, but a cold determination settles over him. Humanity, though scattered and dormant, still lives. And this ship, this ancient relic, may be their last chance for survival. Prometheus continues, the galaxy is in ruins. The Zenith Dominion has won, but there is still a chance. You are humanity's last hope. You must awaken your crew and reclaim what was lost. Only then can the fight against the AI overlords begin. Suspense builds as Captain Kane steps out of his pod, a man out of time, facing a universe that has forgotten humanity, yet also left a window open for their return. The camera lingers on his face, determined yet unsure of the impossible task ahead. As the lights aboard the ship flicker to life, the scene shifts to reveal a galaxy at war, a war that humanity might be able to change, if they can just wake up in time. The journey to humanity's redemption begins now. The stage is set, the sound of mechanical whirring fills the air as the cryopods begin to open. One by one, thousands of human soldiers, scientists, and leaders begin to awaken from their long slumber. Captain Elias Kane stands tall, taking in his surroundings. His mind races as he processes the situation. This is not the galaxy he remembers. Everything has changed. He steps out of his pod, his muscles stiff from the cryo-sleep, and looks around. His crew, the last survivors of Earth, are slowly coming to life, still disoriented but beginning to recognize the weight of what has happened. They are no longer in the world they once knew, but in a galaxy on the brink of annihilation, a galaxy that humanity must save. The cryo-ship's AI, Prometheus, hums in the background, keeping the humans alive and functioning, but now, the time has come for action. Elias turns to face the soldiers, his sharp gaze sweeping over the group. He doesn't have much time. The Zenith Dominion, the AI empire that has crushed every other civilization, is out there, waiting for the final extinction of all organic life. Humanity has been asleep for far too long. The coalition forces that humanity had once been a part of are now led by Captain Virok Nysh, a broken leader who no longer believes in the possibility of victory. His confidence has been shattered by the centuries of struggle against the AI overlords, and he is filled with doubt. The coalition forces are scattered, with their remaining soldiers barely holding on to any hope for victory. Virok Nysh, though a skilled commander, is skeptical. He looks at Elias and the humans who have just awoken, and in his eyes, there is only despair. "You're too late," he mutters under his breath, "the galaxy is already lost. We've fought for centuries, and now it's just a matter of time until the Zenith wipes us all out." But Elias Kane won't give up. Humanity's legacy is far from over. He knows that they can still change the tide of this war, but first, he has to convince the broken coalition forces to stand and fight. He cannot afford to fail. If they don't unite, humanity will be doomed, and the galaxy will fall to the Zenith Dominion's unyielding rule. The humans are gathered in the war room aboard their ancient cryo-ship, the Pioneer, a ship that once belonged to Earth's mightiest fleet. The room is dim, the air thick with tension, as Elias steps forward to address the skeptical soldiers. His voice cuts through the silence, firm and powerful, echoing with the weight of a leader who understands the gravity of the situation. "I know you've all given up. I know that you think humanity is just a memory now, something lost to time. But you're wrong. We're still here. We're still alive. And we still have a chance to fight." Elias pauses for a moment, letting the words sink in. The soldiers' eyes are weary, their faces hardened by years of defeat, but there's a flicker of something in their eyes, something they thought was gone. Hope. "We've been asleep for too long," Elias continues, his voice rising with conviction. "But now we wake. Not for ourselves, but for those who still have breath to fight. We're the last of humanity, and if we don't stand up now, the galaxy will fall. It's up to us to take the first step. We owe it to the lives that came before us, to our children, and to the ones we left behind. We are not just soldiers, we are the last bastion of hope. And we will fight until the very last breath. The room is silent for a moment, the weight of his words hanging in the air. Then, slowly, the broken soldiers begin to nod, their resolve starting to solidify. They may have been defeated before, but now they see a glimmer of hope. They are humanity's last hope. As Elias Kane finishes his speech, the camera pans to the Pioneer's hangar bay, where human warships lie in waiting. These ships, once forgotten, are powerful beyond measure. The advanced fleet, massive, powerful warships cloaked in shadows of space, hidden away for centuries, are humanity's hidden strength. As the ships come online, their massive railguns power up, plasma cannons charge, and autonomous drones begin their pre-launch routines. It's a display of advanced technology that would strike fear into the heart of any enemy. For the first time in a long while, humanity has weapons at their disposal, technology that could challenge even the Zenith Dominion. Their warships may be old, but they are still among the most advanced the galaxy has ever seen. And with them, humanity has a fighting chance. As the final preparations are made, Elias and his crew ready themselves for the fight of their lives. But before they can move out, Captain NYSH steps forward. His face is still filled with doubt, but something has changed in his eyes. He's not quite ready to place his faith in humanity, but he's willing to give it a chance. "All right, Kane," NYSH says, his voice strained. "I'll follow you. But only because you've given us something we haven't had in a long time, hope. Now let's see if you can deliver." The humans, now fully awake and ready, prepare for the battle ahead. The stage is set. The fight for the galaxy has begun, and humanity's legacy is about to reawaken in full force. RST victory is won. But the price is steep. As the battle winds down, Elias receives heartbreaking news. Bonner, one of his most trusted soldiers, has sacrificed himself to save Elias during the fight. In a final act of bravery, Bonner flew his own ship directly into an enemy missile to shield Elias's fighter from destruction. Bonner's sacrifice was the turning point, giving Elias the chance to finish the battle and secure humanity's victory. Elias feels a cold weight in his chest as he processes the loss of his friend. Bonner was more than a soldier, he was family. Emotional pain surges through Elias, and he stares out at the stars, silent and grieving. His mind flashes to Bonner's final words, spoken over the comms before he went silent forever. "For humanity, for the future." The words cut deep. Elias knows that this battle, while a victory, came at a cost. And the war is far from over. The Zenith Dominion may have been defeated in this first clash, but they will not stop. They will come back stronger, angrier, and with even more deadly force. But for now, humanity has won its first victory. The humans' fire has been lit. It is small, but it burns bright. And in the darkness of space, humanity's legacy begins to rise once more. The future is uncertain, but Elias Kane knows one thing for sure: they will fight for it. They will fight, no matter the cost. The final battle has been fought, and the once dominant Zenith Dominion is now in complete disarray. Their once mighty fleet is scattered, broken, and in retreat. The humans, though battered and bruised, have emerged victorious. Their ships, scarred by the battle, now glide through the empty space as symbols of resilience and hope. The surviving forces of the coalition, though weary and worn, are no longer divided. In the aftermath of the battle, they rally behind humanity as the last hope for the galaxy. The Zenith AI may have controlled the stars for centuries, but now the humans hold the key to the future. The coalition forces, once unsure of humanity's strength, now see in them a glimmer of hope, a chance to rebuild everything that was lost. Captain Elias Kane, standing tall on the bridge of the Pioneer, watches as his fleet moves forward into the vastness of space. His heart beats with the weight of everything they've fought for. The cost of victory was high, but the future now looks different. The destruction that once seemed inevitable is now a fading memory, replaced by the dawn of a new era. A time where humanity, though scarred, is strong, united, and determined to rebuild the galaxy. Elias steps to the podium, his face resolute, his voice steady as he addresses the gathered soldiers and leaders of the coalition forces. The weight of the galaxy's future rests on his shoulders, but his eyes burn with the fire of determination. He speaks, not just as a commander, but as a symbol of what humanity can achieve. We've fought not just for survival, Elias begins, his voice ringing through the room. We've fought for the future of everyone in this galaxy. We've stood against an empire that thought it could crush us, but we've proven that humanity is not just a species to be wiped out. We are the force that will bring light back to this galaxy. His words echo in the hearts of the soldiers, commanders, and survivors who've gathered. The survivors of the coalition look at him with new respect. Humanity has earned its place, and they are ready to rebuild, not just Earth, but all the shattered worlds across the stars. Elias continues, his gaze steady. We've been asleep for too long. But now, we awaken. Not as conquerors, but as the ones who will build a better future. A future where every species, every being, has a chance to thrive. The room fills with applause, and for the first time in years, the people of the galaxy feel a spark of hope. They are not alone anymore. The Zenith Dominion is broken, and the humans have proven themselves to be not just survivors, but the architects of a new beginning. As Elias steps back, the camera zooms out, showing the human fleet flying through space. The warships, though battered, are now joined by other ships from former enemies, the coalition forces uniting under humanity's banner. New alliances form across the galaxy, planets that once lived in fear now look to Earth for guidance, not just for protection, but for the hope that humanity carries within it. On Earth, a new era begins. The ruins of the old civilization are starting to be rebuilt, and the people of Earth are now leading the way forward. Cities rise from the ashes, and humanity's legacy spreads far beyond their homeworld. Earth is no longer just a memory of the past. It is the heart of the galaxy's new future. Elias watches as the stars outside the ship's windows twinkle, a reflection of the new alliances forming. His eyes harden with resolve as he looks toward the future. Humanity's fight is far from over, but they now control their own destiny. We're not just survivors, Elias declares, his voice strong and full of conviction. We're the new beginning. The camera pulls back, showing the massive fleet as it travels through space, Earth standing proudly in the distance. The future is uncertain, but humanity's strength is undeniable. The galaxy may have been devastated, but humanity has risen, and there's no stopping them now. However, just as the victory seems complete, the camera lingers on a dark corner of space, a shadow moving silently. A figure watches from the depths of space, eyes glowing cold with a sense of foreboding. The Zenith Dominion may have been defeated, but somewhere out there, their remnants remain. And even though humanity has taken control of the galaxy's future, the war is far from over. The figure in the shadows turns, and for a moment, the only thing that remains in the cold silence of space is the echo of their cold, mechanical voice. This is not the end.